The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter, Patty's Page. Welcome to my show. Today I have a guest host, Mr. John Dickmeyer.
Hello, Patty. How are you?
I'm fine. And this, my special guest over here is...
I'm supposed to introduce myself.
Yes,
Of
Charity
course.
Trailer Freeman.
That's
okay.
right.
Why did my mind go blank?
That's all right. My mind goes blank all the time.
On
Yes.
TV?
Unfortunately, yes.
Good. I don't feel too bad now.
No, you shouldn't. No.
Well, today you are with Insite
Yes.
on what channel?
On ABC21.
ABC 21.
Yes.
You have been there before,
Yes,
and you left for a while.
I did. I took a brief respite
Mm-hmm.
and went to a station in Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo.
Yes, I had the opportunity to actually be the general manager of a station in Toledo, Ohio. So I took that opportunity, but I still lived here. My husband has been at his employer for a long time. If I said how long, that would indicate how old we are. And so I don't want to do that, but he's been there for a very long time. And we also have kids. At that point, they were in high school, middle school, and one in elementary. And so really involved in their athletics and just didn't feel like we could move them. So I drove back and forth. And that was a long commute. So after about 3+ years, I said,
Enough already.
I can't do that anymore. So came back home, and as fortunes would have, my previous job opened back up, and I was able to come back home again.
So where were you born?
I was born in Anderson, Indiana.
Right.
My dad was a police officer
Oh,
there
good.
in Anderson,
Good.
and then went into the ministry. So he had an
My
interesting
respects.
career track. And when he went into the ministry, then we moved down by Louisville, Kentucky. Actually, Hanover, Indiana, but not many people know where that is. So I just say by Louisville. And I lived there basically my entire childhood. They're still there. My parents are still there.
Who influenced you the most as you were growing?
I would have to say my father. He's a pretty great guy.
You say he's a minister.
He is a minister.
What denomination?
He is a Southern Baptist minister.
I'm Lutheran, but
that's
I
fine.
was with Baptist Church for a while.
We and my husband and I actually don't go. I married a Catholic. How funny is that? A Southern Baptist girl marries a Catholic,
Oh, my
and we go to Grace Gathering Church now.
Yes.
But we've kind of always gone to more of a non-denominational church. So we're probably a little more liberal than my father would prefer. They're a little more conservative, but it's all right. We all have the same basic tenets.
All Christians are the same.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Read the Holy Bible, that's the truth.
That's right.
My mother was Lutheran from Germany. And my dad was Roman Catholic. So, here I am Lutheran.
Yeah,
But same God.
that's exactly right. All the same basic stuff.
Yes.
Let's
shift
go
that away.
back. Basically, what you do for a living is interview people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you enjoy most about interviewing people?
What I like about Insite and how it's different from when I was a news reporter
Right.
is that my job in Insite is to let whomever I'm speaking to, showcase their business or organization or event that they're promoting.
Right.
So I tell people the difference when I was a reporter, when I would interview people and when I would talk to them, really my job was to get what I needed out of the interview, because my job was to tell the story that we needed to get. I covered hard news when I was a reporter. I didn't really do features, so I needed to get the when, what, why, how it happened of that.
Okay,
of
throw
that
that away.
crime.
I'll throw this away.
Yeah, forget the
forget
question.
it.
Now I'm getting what they need out. You know, I'm getting, if you have Patty, Patty's Perfect Pets as a business, my job is to get what you want to talk about, what you want people to know about Patty's Perfect Pets. To have you
talk about
that. Yeah, that's my job. Yeah. And I love that. I want to help you showcase that, and it's a fun job.
So when did you start getting interested in the media, working with the media?
So I'm that weird kid who never changed their major in college.
So what'd you take?
I was a communications major. I went to Anderson University.
Right.
And they didn't have a journalism. Theirs was communications. Their major was mass communication. And back then, this is going to date myself a little bit, but I wanted to be Katie Couric. That's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be Katie Couric when I went to school, and I never changed my major one time. And
did you ever meet her?
I have not met her. No.
She's still around?
She is still around.
Oh, she is.
So I could meet her still.
You know, make an arrangement.
That needs to be on my bucket list.
You think?
Yes. I need to meet Katie.
And a good interviewer with a good style at that. It's interesting, the people that we meet that become our models. So you've given us 2 models for your life. Do you have a third?
Oh gosh, you're really putting me on the spot. I have to come up with one more.
Sorry about that, Olga.
No, it's all good. Somebody, a contemporary, someone who people may know about, that's kind of, I don't want to say been in the news, but that people talk about now. There is a Christian blogger, author, Jen Hatmaker is her name. And you know, when I was doing that drive, I listened to some books on tape because that got me through the drive. And that's how I found her, was I ended up with it. For the Love was her first book that I listened to.
Did you interview her?
I have not, but I'm telling you, she needs to know this. I had to figure out which camera I had, so here's my camera. We would be best friends, Jen Hatmaker, if you and I ever met. Because I feel like listening to her talk on her, you know, when she narrated her own book on this book. Oh my gosh, we would be best friends. She loves wine. Hello. She, you know, is very real with her kids. Like, I'm just gonna tell it to you straight. When my motivational speech for my kids before basketball games is, don't suck today. So, I mean, you know, we're just real. We're real people. And I think that's what I like most about her, is that she's real. And that's really what, again, sorry about this, Patty. I'm all over the place on your questions. But
it doesn't matter.
I strive to be genuine. I don't want to put on some fake...
This is just
this
a
is
guideline.
who I am on TV, or this is who I am when you see me in church or in the grocery store, but I'm somebody totally different somewhere else. And that's what I like about her. She came out on some subjects, stated some opinions on some varying subjects that were kind of different than a conservative Christian community or different than some other. And she took a stand on him, and I appreciate the fact, whether somebody believes the same as her or not, but I just appreciated the fact that she was willing to be real and be true to herself. And that's, you know, really what I strive to do.
Yeah, that's better than the plastic. You see right through that person. You know, they think they're really this is what I'm doing, this is what I am. Not forget what they're at.
Absolutely.
It's someone else that's why I had my interview, my show, Patty's Page, because I'm curious about people. I got to get to know them and how they contribute to the community and society. And you do a very good job.
Well, thank you.
You reach out to a lot of people, and a lot of people are noticing.
Well, we're trying, that's for sure.
I know you're trying.
We're trying.
Trying person.
Speaking of wine, what is your favorite wine?
Well, we could talk about that all day. I am a Cabernet girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. I do enjoy the Cabernet. Mm-hmm.
See, now, you folks are learning all kinds of interesting things.
All about her.
Interesting, that may be up for debate, but you're learning things still the same. Yes.
You never stop learning, otherwise.
You would be amazed what people out there are interested in, what they will ask. And I could tell you stories, you know. I do some Access Fort Wayne stuff too.
These guys don't
So
show.
I'll ask you a question because I know where people ask me this question.
Okay.
Where do people recognize you?
Yeah.
Probably in Kroger the most. That's probably where I get it the most. But it is surprising still.
Do
I
they
mean,
approach you? Or?
They do.
Nice?
Oh yes, always nice.
Just make-
Honestly, it's always been nice, but it is still surprising to me, having been doing this for so long. It's been 23 years now, and over the years, I've been in some other markets. For a time, I was in Dayton, Ohio, and I was a reporter. That's when I was actually just in news. I was a reporter there, and I had the fortune of working at a behemoth station there that does, for TV speak, a 50 share in every newscast. So everybody in that town knew who you were because everybody watched that station. You know, it was just a huge station. So you would think I would be used to it now, but it's still, I will say, it's a very humbling thing. I so appreciate it when people say stuff to me because I think, wow,
you're approachable.
and they really are watching me. I mean, really,
Yeah, I get that.
somebody's watching, and somebody, whether they're just saying, "Hey, I watch you on TV," or whether they're asking me about something they saw, or telling me they liked something, whatever the case may be, it's a very humbling experience.
Rather, you're humble. I hear you, because I've heard some people come up to me. They said, "Patty," I said, "Yeah, you're Patty's Page, right?" I said, "Yeah, you do a great show." I said, "Oh, God."
It's very nice. It really
It's so
is. It's so
wonderful.
appreciative. It really is.
So, I haven't had any negative people come up to me, but basically, one person, I'm pro-life, and one person came up to me and said, "Pat, I'm glad you have pro-life leaders on your show. I have a lot of like Dr. Rita King, Kathy Hamburger of Allen County Right to Life, and other people who are in the pro-life resistance, you might say, or what do you call it? Advocates,
Advocates, yes.
not resistant, advocate. See, my late aunt was an abortionist. That's what got me into helping others, because I love babies. So, he's pro-life too.
Well, and here's my thing. I love when people, because I would assume that there may be some people that would come up to you that may not be pro-life, but would still be okay with coming up to you and saying, "I appreciate that you have them on your show." Because whether I agree with someone or not, I still respect everybody's opinion. And I want to hear everybody's opinion. A good decision is an informed decision. So I want to hear what everyone has to say about, I want to have all the knowledge before I make a decision.
Right.
And even once I've made a decision, that doesn't mean that I have to disrespect your decision, or you have to disrespect my decision,
Right.
or you know what I mean? And I think that's really where perhaps we're in such a tumultuous time right now, because it's just, well, you believe one thing and I believe another thing, and so
If you don't believe the way
we
I
have
believe.
to just hate each other and have to just, you know, be so awful to one another, and it's just not the case.
Yeah,
We
it's
can all
kinda
still
sad.
work together.
You know, nowadays, the reason why I'm in show business right now, because I want to reach out to people, say, this is not that bad a world, even
Yeah.
though everything around you is going helter-skelter. You know, there are good people out there like you, and this one, and me, of course.
Of course.
Anyways, I know a lot of nice people, and they're trying to reach out. They're like a light in the darkness.
Yeah.
Like you are. You're a light.
It just the constant tension
Yes.
gives me anxiety. It really does.
So you're going to have to find a medium.
I'm like, let's just not spew hate. You know, that
Just
doesn't
keep-
mean we all have to agree,
Exactly.
but let's have respectful disagreement and respectful arguments and
You love
conversation
human
about it.
beings, but you
Yeah.
don't condone what they're doing, especially
Sure.
when they're hurting themselves or other people.
And you're never going to get to a solution
Yeah.
or compromise
It's always something
If-
different.
if there's so much hate going back and forth.
Well, what I notice is, I'll let John, you go ahead.
We're all human beings.
Yes.
And number one, all of us need to be forgiven for what we do
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
hurts others.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be mindful to be respectful to other people.
Absolutely.
If I have any objection to anybody out there, it's that they aren't respectful of other people.
I would completely agree with you.
You kinda
Really, if we
wonder-
were all respectful of each other, then we could then move on to all the other things. If we
Right.
just would be respectful.
Well, all
Might
these
find
riots.
that we might agree with
Sure.
other people
Sure.
on a whole lot of other matters.
Absolutely.
So you are married with children. Do you have any siblings, brothers,
I
sisters?
do. Yes. So I am the oldest of 5 kids.
Oh, merciful heavens.
Yes. I have 2 sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and then the boys are the babies in my family. And there's a pretty big age difference.
Oh, is it like two families?
There's like 12 years between my youngest brother and me.
Wow.
So there are a lot of trailers running around. But, you know, it's a big, it really is a big, happy family.
It
like,
is.
we really, everybody gets along. We
Large
all,
families
we
are
all have
good.
kids. We're all married. We all have kids. And we are pretty loud when we get together.
Do you live near each other?
No, so I'm the only one that moved away. They all still live down in that Hanover, Indiana
over
area. And I'm not the black sheep, but I joke that I'm the black sheep because I'm the only one that got out. I'm the only one that moved away.
Same here.
Yeah.
I'm from Toronto, and okay, well, so you like Insite right now?
I do.
You're going to be there for a long time.
I don't plan on going anywhere. Yeah.
And what are your favorite stories, like interviews and stuff?
You know, there are guests that come on every week that are fun for me. Jessica Henry from the Allen County SPCA is a dear friend of mine.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah, I love her. And so I love her coming in every week because not only do we get to highlight an adoptable pet, and
You like to- we
I
have
love
to-
that.
yeah.
But, you know, it's like hanging out. It's just hanging out.
She's good.
She's, you know, she's
a
my
good
friend, so it's just hanging out with her.
Good personality.
Every year we highlight Riley Children's Hospital at the end of the year, and so every year I get to meet some Riley families.
How about
And those kids are amazing. I cry on TV every year because the stories are just so touching. And being a mom, I just think, oh my gosh.
yeah, that happened to your child?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would do. And these people are so strong, and the kids are so special. So those are always great interviews, and it's
Fitness.
it's so, and then that's the other thing. Then I have fun, so I get to do some fun stuff, whether it's working out, whether it's trying on jewelry. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I get to
yeah.
go to Bradley Golf Diamonds, and I get to be draped in diamonds and jewelry. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Do
does
invite
it?
me when we do.
Okay, I can. You know, Sarah from the Monogram Shop comes on, and she brings all this fun stuff, and I get to check out all these. So I really get to do some fun things, which is why I can't complain about my job. Yeah.
So how'd you land Insight in the beginning?
Well, when we started the show, which I think was about 8 years ago, I've slept a few times since then, so I can't tell you that for sure. I was actually the local sales manager at the station then.
Oh, really?
And we said, you know, we should do a show that gives advertisers and organizations a longer format, you know, to highlight what they're doing.
Nonprofits.
Yeah, and they said, well, you should host it. Wouldn't that make sense? You have the journalism background and
Right.
you know our clients.
You said it.
And
You
so I said, you know what? That would be great. Because I got out of the news side of the business when I started having kids. I was like,
I can't believe that
I don't want to work holidays.
you got grown-up kids. I can't believe.
Yeah. Youngest is 14, oldest is 22.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, yeah, I don't want to work holidays. I don't want to, you know, work nights. Again, like I said, my kids are athletes, and I didn't want to miss games. You know, that was really important to me. And so that's when I switched over to the sales side of the business because I could have a more flexible schedule. And so this really was just the perfect thing, the perfect match for me.
Charities. Do you deal with charities? Do you help them out, or?
I do, not as much as I would like to right now because I still have those kids that are like right this time of year. I am in a gym in a bleacher watching a basketball game every night. So I still have there are two in
Sports mom.
college, and the one that's in college still plays baseball. So another month, and we'll be doing college baseball games too. But I have a senior in high school and a freshman in high school, a boy and a girl. And so I got 2 high school basketball players, and of course, since it's a boy and a girl, they don't play on the same night. So I'm sitting at a basketball game every night right now. So right now we probably help charities more with our checkbook than we do with our time. Although I do host MC events for the Allen County SPCA, which
I love animals.
I love that. And then.
Do you go to events yourself?
We do. We went to the Voices of Unity Praise Celebration just this last Sunday night. It was amazing. It was awesome. And I try and get out to as much of those kind of things, fundraisers, as we can. We enjoy that. We love supporting local things here in Fort Wayne. And
How do you support?
My husband and I are social people.
How do you support these people? Do you like it? Just do publicity on them? Or?
Well, we do that. We do
Yeah.
have a segment every Monday called the Community Connection. And so we have nonprofits come in. Patty's coming. And we talk about events coming up in that segment. And then we have nonprofits throughout, you know, coming onto the show too, throughout the week. But specifically in that spot, we definitely have not, that's what that is for. And we have great nonprofits, like your organization, like Gigi's Playhouse, which is one that I love. They do just amazing work. And just this past week, we talked about Camp Possibility, which is an adaptive camp for young adults with physical disabilities.
Yes.
They have a fundraiser coming up. So, you know, I love that we're able to provide that time.
Do you do anything with NAMI? That's
I have not here. I did when I was in Toledo, but I have not here in Fort Wayne. I would love to.
Because there's an awful lot of people, like there's an awful lot of homeless people, awful lot of people who've lost their jobs. Sometimes they are mentally ill and they can't hold on. And I know that I'm a bipolar type 2.
Okay.
So I'm on meds and I lead a comfortable, normal life. Normal. Anyways, but you know, my heart goes out to the ones,
Absolutely. Yes.
especially when they can't afford the meds, have no coverage.
And there are so many people who, there's still a stigma attached to it. And
there
there's
is
so
a
many
stigma.
people who just are
I
reluctant to
wasn't-
talk about it.
I wasn't afraid to admit that I am. In the beginning, I was. I had people be afraid of me because I said I was bipolar. I said, what? It's just a chemical imbalance.
Yes.
It's not my fault. So,
It's great that you are willing to talk about it and that you do talk about it, because that's what's it's going to take to break the stigma.
yeah.
Get rid of it.
Because I interviewed Patty Duke and she was bipolar. She told me on my show, I should send it both segments to you. So on my show, what happened to her as she was growing up when she was changing from what they call normal kid to in their 30s bipolar.
See, and it's unfortunate that, and you just hit the nail on the head, what they call a normal kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's still normal
Yeah.
after they
It's
diagnosed
just a
her with
chemical
bipolar.
imbalance.
Yeah, yes,
The
absolutely.
intelligence is there, creativity is still there, and way of thinking, but just the mood swings.
Yeah.
Anyways, John? Sorry, heavy duty.
Well,
John's like, I got nothing left
there
for
you there you go.
Peace. He just gave me the peace sign. 2 more minutes.
Yeah. The peace sign is wonderful. Love it. It's interesting. This community is a different community from a lot of communities. How do you see Fort Wayne being different from other places that you've been?
I feel like it's very tight knit. I've said to people, it's the biggest small town you'll ever be in,
Right.
and I mean that in an extremely positive way. I was never nervous for my kids to be home alone when they were young. I mean, they're obviously old enough now, but even when they were, as they were younger, getting off the bus when it was appropriate for them to do that. It's a safe place, but it's still a big city with great things. We have great local stores. We have awesome restaurants.
Arts and crafts and music.
Amazing things. And so we're so fortunate because
We're a
there's that
cultural
tight-
city.
Yes, and it's that tight-knit community. We have all these amenities.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we take that for granted, and we need to make sure that we don't do that.
We don't lose it.
Absolutely.
Wow. So my last question is, in summing up, where do you see Insight going in the next year or so?
Well, I hope that it just continues to, there are times of the year where you can't get on because it's full.
I'm lucky I got in.
Yes. I hope it continues to grow in that manner.
Yeah.
And if it should continue to grow in that manner, maybe it expands. You never know.
I hope so.
I
mean, you
hope-
got a lot of people interested in your insight because you do a very good job.
Well, thank you. And I hope that, of course, we're in television, so I hope the ratings go up because that's how TV shows stay on the air. So,
You betcha.
that would be a good thing, too.
So this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Thank you so much,
Glad to join you.
Charity. You did a oh
She almost did it. Almost. You said yourself.
dang good job.
Thank you.
Sorry, I hope they delete that. Anyways, sorry.
It's all good.
Thank you, John. I'm
Thank
turning red, aren't I?
No.
Why not?
No.
Blush. Okay, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my